Hello and welcome to Wrestling in Mom's Basement. This is going to be the crown jewel, or as Joe says,
Sweet soy money to blood money.
for 2018. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This guy to my right is my co-host, Joe Venuto.
I'll take care of the kickoff match this time. Didn't see that one.
Yeah.
It's just getting more defeated Rusev, 15 Legacy Championship. It was pretty good, but was missing that fire and sense of urgency for the performers taking care of a fight for the title. It was fine for a pre-show match though, but really should have been better at C+. Up first in the World Cup qualifier tournament, Rey Mysterio defeated Randy Orton.
Yeah, so it's the typical WWE formula for tournaments in one night.
Yeah.
A lot of the matches are going to be incredibly short.
And the main event is 28 minutes on this.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. The finals of this tournament wasn't the main event tonight.
No.
Essentially, I don't think anything in this tournament gets more than 10 minutes.
The two semis did.
The two semis did, okay. But yeah, it was a good sprint for what it was. Orton and Ray always work well together. But if you'd given it probably at least 5 more minutes, you probably could have had a somewhat memorable match.
Yeah, it was a solid opener that looked at potential before the abrupt finish.
C+.
See. Up next, the Miz defeated Jeff Hardy to advance in the World Cup tournament.
Pretty much the same thing I said for the first match. You can say for this one too. I did like where it was going. Miz and Jeff have good chemistry together, but it was short.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but obviously dialed back due to the format.
I gave this match a C.
C+. Up next, Seth Rollins defeat Bobby Lashley in the World Cup tournament.
It falls on the same problem as being short, but I think this one was probably the least interesting match I thought out of the whole tournament, out of the tournament as a whole. Maybe minus what the finals became, but overall I thought this was the weakest match of the first round of the tournament.
Yeah, it was a short, solid match. Lashley dominated until Seth made a comeback to move on.
I give this match a C-.
See. Up next, Dolph Ziggler defeat Kurt Angle to move on to the World Cup tournament.
I know I'm going to say this yet again about the first round, but short match. But probably the longest one they had in the first round.
On the first round, yeah.
So closer to what a normal match on pay-per-view length would be. But I think that if you'd given it probably a few more minutes, it could have actually been it could have really been something. I did like how Angle and Dolph worked together, and the surprise of the century, Dolph actually picks up the win clean. Well, not clean. McIntyre interfered.
No, he did. Hit the pole.
He does it in the second one, right?
Yeah, the second one. Yeah.
Second one, all right.
Yeah, he beat Angle.
Yeah, he beat Angle clean with the zigzag. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. Angle worked hard and played it his. Did well, and Ziggler advances to renew his rivalry with Rollins. I was surprised Angle lost after they put so much hype into his appearance in this stuff.
I give the match a C.
C+. Up next, the Bar defeat the New Day to retain the tag team championships.
I know the Bar and New Day work pretty well together, but for some reason this one just didn't feel like it had anything to it. Like all the air just kind of was let out of this match for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad. It's just probably the weakest Bar New Day match I've seen.
Yeah, the wrestle was technically good, but there was no energy, no drama, and no sense of urgency to the work. Unfortunately, I didn't. This was solid, but not nearly as good as their usual matches.
C-.
See. Up next, the Miz defeat Rey Mysterio to advance to the finals of the World Cup.
Yeah, I thought Miz and Ray worked pretty well together. I kind of had a feeling Miz was going to go into the finals, just by how I thought the tournament was going to go.
Not the idea you had on the final.
It didn't end up being the idea I had, but I guess we were somewhat on the same wavelength. They just took a wrong turn at Albuquerque someplace. But Ray and Miz worked very well together. Kind of almost similar to the match they had 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. Still pretty good though.
Yeah, they set this up with the injury to Ray, and Ray attacked him, made it over, and they had a good layout plan, and the work was good. Unfortunately, that didn't translate to a hot crowd by any means, but that crowd's rush, so why did they care about wrestling?
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, the crowd on the floor the entire night is literally all the rich people in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, the royal family, the aristocratic elite, and there's literally just like 5 Arabic gentlemen
just walking,
just standing there, like having a business meeting in the middle of a wrestling match.
Yeah,
kind of weird.
What'd you get? What'd you?
I gave it a C+.
B-. Next, Dolph Ziggler defeats Seth Rollins to make the finals.
Again, another very good match that you can add to Seth and Dolph, but literally, they sort of almost start to blend together after a while, especially over the last 6 months or so. The match was good and entertaining, but it's almost the same matches they've had essentially for the last 6 months. Yeah,
that was good. They always work very well together. But they had a real issue keeping the crowd invested in a match outside the flashy or familiar moments. Yeah, you can make an excuse about the location or whatnot, but at some point, it does have the blame does have to go on the performers too for not making the fans feel invested enough to get involved.
I gave the match a C.
Be nice. Up next, AJ Styles defeats Samoa Joe to retain the WWE Championship.
Again, it's probably their weakest version of this match. Just because the main event had to get 27 minutes.
Well, you only see AJ and Joe for almost a half hour.
I wouldn't mind it.
But then what were you going to give the other 4? Just 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Will it make for a better match?
Yeah. Taker wouldn't actually be
dead.
Kane wouldn't be past dead.
He'd be the crypt keeper.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to rely on Shawn Michaels nearly as much after Triple H gets injured. That match could have benefited just being 10 minutes. They literally could just hit their
stuff.
Yeah, hit their classics and then. Yeah. But yeah, getting back to AJ and Joe, always good matches between the two, but this is going to be the shortened down version of it because the main event's got to get 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was a very good match though, not as good as the previous matches, but I enjoyed it even with the end. It was kind of flat because they were around time. Mm-hmm. But they worked well together and delivered the best thing, though. Well, I think it was the match that night, right?
Oh yeah, easily.
Otherwise, blank show. Poor Joe feels again, but you knew that was coming.
Mm-hmm. I gave it a B.
B. Up next, Brock Lesnar beat Braun Strowman to win the Universal Championship. Thank God.
Why?
Because the list that's up for Survivor Series.
Okay, to give it to one match that's going to happen 2 weeks later is not necessarily it's not necessarily a reason you give someone a championship.
Consider I don't watch Raw anyway like that anyway. When it's on, I mean I watch it, but I forget it. Like I forget what happens by the time 11 o'clock comes on. So it doesn't really matter to me. If I at least make it one great match out of a ring, I'll take it. Even though it doesn't technically have to do with the ring, but his moment as champion.
So this is what they did. Literally, Roman and Brock's feud was literally just, we don't have a championship. The fans chanted that they wanted the Universal title back. They wanted a world championship on the show. So they literally had Roman be the change to actually put it on the Raw. It didn't actually end up showing a lot on Raw because the Shield.
The Shield are two different people.
Yeah, the Shield came back together.
And they're different people
Yeah.
under the Shield.
But, like, the Universal Champion was there, technically.
But tonight this week was the first time seeing a Continental title.
So, when, unfortunately, Roman goes down to absent, just being absent, you slide right back to where you were before this whole mess even happened.
I just think this one happened was if Roman...
That's not progress. That's taking 5 steps back.
Yeah, I just think that Roman will probably won if he wasn't diagnosed.
He probably was. He probably would have, yes.
So we won't have to worry about this then.
Yeah, but you have to worry about it now.
Right. Well, I'm not worried about it because I'm excited for it to come in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you could have still had a Brock and AJ match.
They can't. Champion versus champion.
Could have just booked Brock versus AJ.
That champion versus champion. For not to work, Brock wanted the challenge for AJ's championship. I don't want that. I want Brock holding the WWE championship or anything else. Him holding the Universal Championship is something different.
Well, I have more faith in SmackDown booking an absent WWE champion than Raw did.
Yeah, I know, but everybody cares that they love that belt so much that they're not. That we're going to miss it.
No, I just wanted a world champion on Raw. I wanted the top of the card to actually fight for something besides maybe being Brock Lesnar's next bitch.
You got one. Ronda is doing a fine job as the world champ on Raw. Is she not the face of that brand right now?
She is, yes.
Well, there you go. She is the world champion.
She's not the world champion.
Yes, she is.
Alright, we need a male world champion.
Oh, now we're sexist. Excuse me.
Yes, I'm supporting the patriarchy here. We need a male world champion. The Universal World Champion, which has a bigger lineage than the Raw Women's Championship.
Here. Okay, here's the thing. Alright, let me break it down for you. They gave it to the better wrestler.
It didn't really matter. Both guys were going to wrestle AJ anyway in 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, but see, Braun... I just can't invest in Braun as a babyface, I'm sorry.
Well, now Braun's damaged goods.
Yeah, but I can't invest him as a babyface anyway. So it really doesn't matter.
As much as they're going to try to fit Braun back into that role of being Brock Lesnar's contender, which Brock doesn't want, because I don't think Brock actually likes working with Braun.
Yeah, see, Brock had better matches with these guys, because he can wrestle if they play with the right people. And since there's not a lot of people left from Raw.
Yeah, guys who could bump for him.
Yeah, so if they play with the right people, he's going to have some good great matches. Braun is just going to get maybe good matches.
Yeah.
So, I take the chance of the great matches, even if you only see them once a year. Listen, people are jealous, I hate to say. Brock's the smartest man in wrestling.
He is. The man gets paid the most money for doing the least amount of work.
Oh, he did all the work in this match. I don't care what anybody says. He's the one that had to do the heavy lifting.
He hit 6 F5s.
He had to do the heavy lifting. All Braun had to do was lay there.
Braun had to take the moves.
Alright, the one thing outside, that was dangerous. But the other ones, Braun just laid there on his shoulders. Brock had to pick him up. So, you know what? Count your money, brother. You deserved it. And if you're going to take that mess of a championship off my TV again, good for you. But please be on TV to build up this match for at least the next 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks worth of...
Don't worry, he'll be back next week. He won't be on this Raw.
Yeah, I'll play him in this role. The guy's the smartest man in wrestling.
They're gonna have pretty much an invasion somewhere.
He may look like that big dumb jock. Let me tell you, he is far from it. He's the smartest man in wrestling. F for the match, though. Yes, it was agreeable, but that booking decision was completely horrible. So F on that. But the way they book it, you gotta protect Braun, though, and they didn't. I agree with the decision, though, because of who won the WWE Championship match. If Joe won, I would have been Team Braun. But I'm worried about the short term. I don't pay attention to Raw by the time it's over. Or set time, so I'm not worried about what happens in Raw.
So, essentially, we're going to have another absentee Universal Champion.
We don't know that. He might be working full time. You don't know that.
I do know that.
No, you don't.
You know it, too. They certainly know it.
It was wrong to book Braun like that. Now I will admit. It might even wasn't wrong to give Brock the championship, though. It's not like Braun was doing much on right now anyway. It's not like Braun should have been won a Universal Championship since like the summer of last year. So
Yeah, so why don't you give it to him here?
Because it's not the Summer of Legend. There's two different Brawls. I hate to break it to people. Brawl last year was cool, and 2018 Brawl's kind of corny.
Yeah, I agree to that.
Mixed Match Challenge actually.
You actually could have started to at least fix him.
And Face Brawl just. I know a lot of people love Face Brawl.
He had a badass contender waiting right there.
And you know what? Brock has that badass contender. Because Brock's in that position where he doesn't. He's not there really.
Well, no, now Drew and Braun are just gonna feud with each other anyway.
But you wanted to see that match anyway, so you're still getting it. You never say you wanted.
Yeah, but it could have actually been for the Universal Championship.
Well, now it could be for number one contender.
It could have been for the champion of the universe.
Yeah, the belt means shit. You know that. I know it. That belt is a curse. Roman had one of the best rings with it just now. Just to clarify.
And he barely did anything with it.
He had a great match with Finn. It's more than most people that do that belt. And a terrible cell match with Braun. So there you go. Oh, look at that. No terrible match with Braun. I'm just like, recently, Braun has been having a good year. Well, it comes to contender for a Universal title. They made the right choice. Just one Braun like belt. You're getting AJ Brock too. Braun, he could come back and do something. He could win the Intercontinental title from whoever the champion is. No, wait, no, you can't touch that. Braun needs to go away for a while. Maybe reform the Y family, like you said.
It probably would actually be better for him.
Yeah, I know, because he needs them right now. Because Bray's the highest of the group.
By not being used.
There you go. Up next, Shane McMahon defeated Dolph Ziggler to win the best in the world.
Why? WWE has a habit of doing this thing. They kind of book a decent pay-per-view where you're like, alright, this could turn out fine, and then
The last hour.
boom, left turn. What the hell was that? I'm not grinning because the match was short, but Jesus Christ, that's a horrible thing.
Yeah.
I can't even say it.
Yeah, I'm Dolph's biggest fan. Alvaro Mai. I know. Because you don't like Dolph.
I like Dolph.
Oh, okay. Then who am I talking about?
Don't know.
Alright, well, I'm one of Dolph's biggest fans. Alvaro Mai. I know. Who was I talking about? Isaiah. Oh, no, wait, no. Aunt Vicky. Oh, it's not Vicky. Scumbag. But this is a crock of fucking bullshit. Shane then celebrated like he actually worked for the whole tournament to win. There's a likely slide to the Survivor Series build, I think. Well, Hawaii make the whole tournament even more worthless than it was on paper. In the main event, the Generation X defeat the Birds of Destruction.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are gonna. I mean, even I'm gonna do it. Complain about just about how they pretty much work the match, how they're kind of out of shape. Well, when I say they, I mean Kane mostly. Somewhat of Taker. But funny enough, I'm actually not going to fail the match. I don't think it was actually a bad match. Maybe a little bit lazy in some parts from some people. But I don't necessarily think the match was horrible. A disappointment for sure for Shawn Michaels' first match out of retirement. Also with names like Triple H and Undertaker and Kane in it. It's a disappointment for sure, but I actually kind of expected worse, so it's actually kind of a surprise, I guess, in a way.
The main issue with how this match is, with this match like a Super Showdown, it simply went way too long.
It did that too.
Which led to dead spots. And Kane Taker wanted to pass out at any time, and I had to fly 20 hours to Saudi Arabia to get them CPR and resuscitate them.
They'd probably be dead by the time you arrived.
Then I hope they had the medics on scene.
They probably would be dead by the time you made it across the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay. And Triple H was hurt as well, legit hurt. The good news is that Shawn still shows signs of his greatness. Well, obviously not the performer he was easily the best part of the match.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for as good as he still couldn't save the overall match to get to a higher level. While not it wasn't as bad as Taker versus Triple H at Super Showdown, but I still won't call it good. The match, though. I would call it a pass.
Okay. I give the match a C-.
D. It has nothing to do with who was in it this time. It was just because it was better than Super Showdown, which wasn't feeling good. That match I didn't feel because of who was in it. So that's why.
Overall, I'm giving the show C-. Not necessarily the strongest show you're going to see.
Oh crap! I was too high. Not C+.
Well, he overrates his pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Or fixes overrating this pay-per-view. It had decent spots. I wouldn't necessarily say you had to go out of your way to see this show. It's not really anything special. And even the big moments, they weren't necessarily the greatest things you'll ever see. It's a shame to say that about a Shawn Michaels returning out of retirement match. And even somewhere in here, Hogan actually returned for the opening promo.
Brother Jack, dude.
Yeah, I actually almost forgot about that. Brother Jack, dude. It was just okay for large parts of it, but there were very questionable decisions, particularly in 3 different places.
The last 3.
Yeah, essentially the last 3. I was a little bit more entertained by it than he was the main event.
I watched it twice, to be fair.
That's true, yeah. That is fair, yeah. But essentially, the show was just.
I spent a work day watching this pay-per-view. 8 hours. By the way, look at his rating. No.
Yeah, Crown Jewel does not have a good rating on Cage Match.
0.82. That's even way worse than I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it a C. I have a reason. I'm trying to find it. It was no way a good show. Even calling it a glorified house show is too much of a compliment.
I've been to better house shows, actually.
So house shows aren't fun. Most of the wrestle was solid to good in the first half, up until AJ and Joe. But it was a largely disinterested crowd, minus the kids. Questionable booking in the last 2 of the last 3 matches, questionable booking. And the idea of putting that last match 27 minutes, and the closest stretch that does seal his fate for a lower grade than most pay-per-views as of late. Because WWE's been on a strong pay-per-view roll since SummerSlam, I would say. Up until Evolution. They've been on solid, they've been on their and the last 3 matches were just a complete shitstorm for one reason or another. They should have everything wrong with the company right now. The World Cup was a sketch on paper. Got a shit payoff. Brock is champion again, and Braun got stalled again. And while Shawn was good and fun, the Seniors Tour, the main event, was not good.
Combined age of 206.
Was not good anyway, the Seniors Tour. It was fun, maybe, but not good. Well, I'm sure that WWE will cry themselves to sleep in bed to a fluffy $100 bills. Multiples of them.
They're jumping in the Scrooge McDuck vault.
And not give a shit over the fact that I didn't really care for the show. That you did. If you did, that's fine. All I asked for some good fun wrestling and shit that makes sense. And I didn't get all that here, so. Honestly, there's nothing to see here if you didn't watch it.
Yeah. Which is an absolute shame because Shawn Michaels return out of retirement.
Yeah, so don't waste your time if you're looking for something to watch. If you're looking for something to see, there's nothing to see here.
If you just want background noise, then go ahead. You can put this one on.
Or if you do want to see Shawn's retirement.
Or if you want your blood to boil because Shane decides
watch the last hour.
Enter the tournament for best in the world.
Watch everything.
Win.
Watch everything after AJ and Joe. They may be dead by the time King gets in the way.
Yeah.
Now for this review, we'll be back in 2 weeks with War Games review. Actually, take a War Games review and sponsors for the next the current reviews.
Yes.
So you get. Oh wait, my show.
Your show is going to be Survivor Series 2008.
Yeah.
10-year anniversary of it.
Oh wait, no, that's not the main event, so that's okay. Alright. So
No, it's Jericho and Cena.
yeah, it's not
I know you're thinking Kozlov and Triple H.
yeah, that's the bigger moment though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of what happens during the match.
I'm still pissed about that. Sorry. Now though for this, we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next reviews.
See you
For
then.
current pay-per-view. See you then.